Hello everyone, I'm Noah Brown, and thanks for joining us here on Tommy Media's The Locker Room. Undefeated St. Thomas collides with 9-1 Northwestern St. Paul in the first round of the NCAA football playoff Saturday at O'Shaughnessy Stadium. The Tommies had the best offense in the MIAC this season, ranking first in scoring and in total offense, and they will rely on this balanced attack to carry them deep into the playoffs. I'm joined this week by offensive coordinator James Kilian, fullback Jeremy Molina, and wide receiver Vinny Pallini. Guys, thanks so much for being on today.
My pleasure having us.
All right, so Coach Kilian, what are the strengths of this Northwestern team, and what do you think poses the greatest threat to St. Thomas?
Well, they got a lot of strength. They're having one of the best years they've had in recent memory. I think they're riding that wave, and so their hopes are high. That's probably the biggest strength they have going into it. For us offensively, the way we approach all of our games is really just focusing on us and being the best we can be and executing the plays that are called. And they'll be a good opponent for us to face first round.
Okay. And your offense ranked first in most statistical categories in the MIAC. How is that going to help you up against Northwestern and into the rest of the playoffs?
I just think that's an indication that our guys are playing well. They're playing at a high level. They're executing the plays that we practice and that we call, and it's really a testament to what they're doing on the field. Regardless of what play may be called, they're the ones that are doing it. They're throwing the ball, catching the ball, blocking, and they're really just a testament to those guys.
And Jeremy, fullback is a really underappreciated position in football, and Coach Caruso has said you've had a tremendous impact on this team. What's your motivation to continue to contribute in one of the less glamorous positions?
I'd say my motivation, the biggest one would be, I know that all the guys that I'm lining up with on every Saturday, they're even me there all, so just the fact that I can do the same for them and reciprocate that effort is probably the biggest motivating factor for me.
And Vinny, you recorded your first ever game with more than 100 yards against St. Olaf. How are you going to keep this momentum going into the playoffs?
Well, it's really all attributed to the guys around me. It was a great effort on that kick return, but everybody around me was doing their job, and I'm going to just try to keep doing the best I can to help this team win.
And Coach Kilian, you lost a significant number of seniors from last year's team that posted their perfect season and competed for the national title. How have you kept the success going without those guys this year?
Well, I think really a testament to the guys that we lost, the examples that they set for our guys that are now in their roles. We talk a lot in our program about legacy and the legacy that you leave, and we certainly lost a very strong senior class last year, but it's their legacy and the legacy of those that came before them is allowing our younger guys, when they get the opportunity, to live up to the expectations that have been set for them from the guys that came before.
And we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Barbers learn the traditional techniques of barbering. We utilize straight edge razors. We do a lot of clipper cuts, a lot of tapering, fading. I've been in this location for 12 years. I have clients that have been cutting their hair since they were 4 years old. Get to have conversations with these kids, and it keeps me on my toes.
And now it's time for this week's fan question. This is for all three of you. Junior Jack Kinsman wants to know, what's different about your personal week-to-week preparation now that you've made it into the playoffs as opposed to the regular season?
Offensively, the difference, I guess, is it's an unknown opponent, whereas when we're in conference play, it's an opponent that we know. We have more games to look at. When you get in the playoffs, you only get their last three, so it's less film, and then we know less about their personnel is probably the biggest difference.
As far as preparation for the game goes, like Coach said, it's a new opponent that we haven't seen before, so there's a little bit more film to watch, just to learn tendencies and things like that. But as far as personally, I don't really change much from in-season to postseason play. I just like to keep the same routine and keep it consistent.
Along with what Jeremy said, the routine is huge for me as well. I just want to focus on week to week, just playing the best we can as a group and focusing on ourselves. And I think that's really what carries us through the playoffs. And there's obviously less common opponents that we play, but we can look at a little bit of their film and hopefully get the best judgment we can on them.
If you have a fan question, tweet it to @TommyMedia. And that's all the time we have for today on this edition of The Locker Room. Thank you guys so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to check TommyMedia.com on Saturday for full game day coverage. With Coach Kilian, Jeremy Molina, and Vinny Pallini, I'm Noah Brown. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time here in the locker room.